My literacy module is about Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And here is my literacy journal that is an example of one that a student might fill out. So here's the cover, and you have the name and the grade of the student. Let's see. And I let them decorate the cover however they want, or glue or cut pictures out from the internet. Okay, so here's an overview of the book for the first page. Let me make sure that this is gonna, okay. I'm trying to get it to not be blurry. So, we have an overview of the book and the reading level and a place where you can read it free online and the rating from the online website. And then the student rates it on the right, what they thought of the book. The second page is a summary from the teacher, I guess the SLP, and like a one sentence summary and a paragraph summary, and then the student writes about what a summary actually is. And throughout the journal, I would encourage students to cut and glue pictures that they liked from the book, or since Harry Potter's a movie, from the movie too, so they can kind of make it their own and decorate it how they want to. And on the next part, this is how to write a summary. And so include important details, title and author, start with main idea, beginning, middle, and end, and use transitions. And then I let the students fill out what that is in this story. So there's that. The next page is a word count and the main characters in the story. And so there's the 5 main characters on the chart, and then the student fills out another example on the bottom. And the same thing for the setting. And the main focus of this journal is going to be the Forbidden Forest, because that's the chapter we focused on. But there's the 5 main settings in the book, and then the student also has an example they wrote about a setting in another setting in the book on the bottom. Okay. So, next page is the actual chapter. Let's see. So the chapter is actually pasted in here. So they can refer back to it whenever they need to, or highlight or draw or whatever they need to do on it. Alright, the next page is 100 target words from the Forbidden Forest chapter. The first one is by number of sounds, so it's small words to large words typically. And then the second one is in story order, so how they appear in the chapter in order. Then this page is number of syllables. Okay, now I'm assuming the student is also an RTIC student, so one of their assignments was to highlight all the words that had their sound in it. And so out of our 100 words, there were quite a few that had an R, and then they write what sound they work on the bottom part of this page. And this activity is write your sound on, or write words with your sound from the chapter on the wings of the golden snitch. Alright, so here's our actual literacy activities. Here's just an explanation of each activity. For each of the 3 activities, there is an activity that goes along with the book, and then an activity that connects to real life. And then here's the student answers. So this one is about asking a question from the book. So this student asks a who question, and then they had to relate it by asking a who question from their life. Okay, here's our second activity. And here's the student's work. So they had to figure out a character, a setting, or an event that happens from this chapter and choose one, and then write 3 details about that detail from the book. And then the connection activity for this one is to choose a person, place, or event from their own life, draw a picture, and then write 3 details. Okay, here's the third activity. And in this one they had to talk about what happens at the beginning, middle, and end of this chapter, and then take an event from their life and do the beginning, middle, and end of the event from their own life as well. Okay, here's our graphic organizer. So it's who, what, when, and where boxes, and they found images and glued for the who characters, and then things in the chapter, times, which day and night are the basic times in this chapter, and then where, so the different settings in this chapter. It's just a picture of some of the characters and in this chapter. Let's see. All right, so the next section is vocabulary. So for one of our sessions we picked 3 words, and the student picked Quidditch, forest, and shaking. And then over here on this side they had to write the word, the definition of the word, the part of speech, and then use it in a sentence. So that is this activity. Okay, and lastly we have a quiz with 15 questions. The first 5 are really basic questions, and they just get harder from there. So these have really obvious answers, and then these you have to think about a little bit more. And then the last 5 questions are kind of connection to real life questions. Okay, and that's all. Thank you.